Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back!
Mr. Kyle is awake. Watch
Yes, we are going to do a demonstration and talk about some of the products that Chef Mareya of Sunshine Ibrahim has brought with her today, and we're gonna talk about them. So, in order to do that, all her products are green. We shoot on a green screen, therefore we have to lose the background, and you're just gonna see a green room. So let's do that in 3, 2, 1.
Bam!
It's like that. It's magic. We're that good.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the show. We're here with Mareya of Sunshine. That's how I have to say it to remember it, so I don't sound like an idiot, even though I already have. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Ibrahim, chef. She's a chef. Grow Green Industries. So we were talking about before the break the think before you bite and don't eat in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just gonna go from there, right?
Yeah, the not eating in the dark is about being smart, right? It's about being smart about your choices and being educated. And the book really breaks it down into a language you can understand. So nothing fancy.
Is there a better kind of idea that eating at certain hours at night, not going on a full stomach, is there any scientific or health reason not to do, yes to do?
Well, I think, really if you think about it, every calorie you eat, everything you put in your mouth is all about converting into energy.
Yes.
Right? So if you think about it, equated to a car, you fill the tank and you go. Now, if you run out of gas, you're not going anywhere.
Yep.
If you have excess,
AAA.
Yeah, and if your tank it's sitting in there, it's storing it, right? So your body is storing what it doesn't use.
So this is all fuel.
It's fuel.
Yeah,
you got to convert
I got a full
it.
tank.
You got
I'm ready to roll.
Fuel. So if you're not if your body, and just to survive, we need a certain amount of calories. Just to sit here and talk to each other requires energy.
So it's a good idea to eat early in the evening rather than late.
You want to stagger it. You don't want your last meal of the day to be your biggest meal, obviously, because you're probably not going to be burning it off. So it will sit in store overnight. But at the same time, I would say, sometimes people say, well, I don't eat anything after 5. Well, by 4 hours later, by 9 o'clock, you're probably going to be hungry again.
Down to the refrigerator.
It's about spreading those calories out so that you have, energy all day long, hydrating, and making smart choices about how you combine your foods.
Okay, well, there's another thing they say that breakfast should be the biggest meal. Is that true?
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Ooh,
I know.
in your face.
It's not about anything being necessarily bigger or smaller. I mean, so you start your day and you think breakfast has got to be the biggest meal of the day. So I'm going to eat bacon and I'm going to eat this hard-boiled eggs and this, that, and the other. Okay, so now do you have any energy to actually go do anything, or do you want to just go take a nap?
Probably more like that.
You just described my dream morning. Bacon, eggs, nap.
So it's about proportion. It's about, you can still have your bacon and eggs. Just don't eat like 6 of them, You're
really putting you're cutting me off at the knees here.
Well, eat in a few hours, but I'm giving you license to eat more. I'm just saying spread it out.
Okay. The other myth that I just came across, they said that if you don't, when you wake up, don't eat delayed as far as you can. Is that any psychology?
Who came up with that?
I have no clue.
That is crazy.
No.
That's Avi's diet.
I read it somewhere.
Well, the more you delay, the more think of it this way. When you eat, you're telling your body that there is energy available. And to go do something, to burn it, there's gas available. If you don't eat, the longer you stretch that out, you are telling your body it is in crisis mode, shut down now, because I don't know when my next meal is coming.
Okay.
So your insulin levels go up.
I heard
your cortisol, which is a hormone that basically it manages your stress.
Yes.
Your cortisol goes down, so everything kind of gets out of whack.
Got it.
Your cortisol goes up, excuse me. So you want to balance your hormones. You want to balance all of that so that it's a smooth running machine versus all these peaks and valleys, and your body doesn't know what to do. So
I
it's
heard that if you
constantly,
do something like that, like kind of starve yourself or whatever, or put it off. When your body goes into that crisis mode, it actually, when you give it food, it decides to store it.
Yeah.
Well, you end up eating more too than you normally would. So you end up eating like a massive meal that is like the equivalent of 3 meals
Yeah.
instead of what
you can see it
normally
when,
would do.
on the reality TV shows with the survivors. They take and put them in a jungle, and they lose so much weight, and within 2 weeks they gain the weight plus what they lost, and they look literally overweight within 2 weeks.
Well, a starvation diet is not healthy
No.
emotionally or mentally,
So you
Even
wouldn't
either.
recommend?
So
I have friends that do intermittent fasting.
now, I believe that you can do some fasting, but I think you really need a doctor's guidance on that. And a lot of people want to take on, they want to do like crazy things like a 21-day juice fast, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
that's
that's
terrible
just
for
so
you.
stressful on your body. And also the difference between drinking your calories and eating your calories, when you eat, there is a trigger that gets sent to your brain to get your metabolism going. When you drink your calories, that doesn't happen. So the actual release of your salivary glands
enzymes. Yeah.
triggers your metabolism. If
Wow.
you're drinking your calories, you're not experiencing
I
that.
didn't know that.
Yeah, so I recommend to people that if they're going to drink like a protein shake in the morning, that they also eat something. Actually chew something with it so that it wakes your body up and it gets it moving.
So the other, I'm sorry if you have a question, go ahead. But I
do
have
a
one
question.
more.
Okay, last one.
Last one.
Last one.
Back in the 80s, the Atkins diet was all the rage.
It was a
And then-
rage in the early 2000s
Yeah,
too.
and then they debunked it. The guy died. Now they're saying it's the diet to eat and to be on. Is that something you recommend? You endorse?
I am not a big fan of anything called a diet,
Okay.
honestly, because a diet, first of all, starts with the word die, and I'm not a big fan of doing anything like that. But I also think that just the word diet elicits this idea that it's deprivation.
Yeah.
It's about what I shouldn't do.
Waterboarding.
How about we switch that paradigm and we talk about what you can eat?
Yes.
How
okay.
about all the things you can do?
Yeah.
About
what I like to hear.
abundance.
Yeah.
And I think, if you look at what nature gives us, you get lots of fruits and vegetables, you have nuts, seeds, you have protein from animal sources,
Yep.
you have so much available to us, and the more you stay like unrefined, the better you are. So I'm not a big fan of restricting major food groups. I'm not a fan of saying you can eat as much saturated fat as you want and not have any problems. I think all of those are going to come back to bite you.
Okay. Well, we turned off the green screen, and I've been staring at this beautiful array of food right here for a very long time.
It's for
I
demo.
saw
only, not to eat.
before, and I'm ready to this is very interesting to me. We have some wipes and a spray, and so why don't you take us through this? This is going to be our product review segment, and we're going
I'd like to welcome you to Grow Green Industries, actually,
Green
because this is
Industries.
the name of my company.
Yeah,
So I
does
love
not
the
mesh
green
with
behind
green
us.
screen. We
Perfect
learned.
for us. So part of eating clean for me was starting with clean produce. So our brand name is Eat Cleaner. So you wash your food before you eat clean.
Yeah.
Because the fact is, even though this comes from the ground, there is still bacteria, there's still the potential for pesticide residue, wax, and other things that can make you sick and actually reverse all of the good stuff you're trying to do. So I developed the line with my father. He's an environmental scientist. And everything is all natural, comes from things that you would find just in nature. And we created a patented formula. Our products are patented to be able to clean over 99% of the pesticide residue, wax, and bacteria that can be on your fresh produce.
And it's safe to eat?
You can spray that in your mouth if you like, Kyle.
No. Really?
You can. I'll do it.
Oh.
You'll taste a little salt.
911.
Ooh, yeah.
What's your emergency?
Oh, salt. Here, try this, Avi.
Give you some energy too. So the fact is, you can eat it. You couldn't spray other cleaners in your mouth. That's a food grade wash.
It's like a salt taste to it.
It's got a salt taste to it.
Yeah.
But when you wash your produce, you rinse it off, and then you don't taste anything. There's no flavor change.
So you actually use this first, and then
Well,
you
let's-
rinse it.
yeah,
with
let's
water?
try it.
Let's try it. Let's do this.
And we created, this is our brand new bottle. By the way, we have not even shown this bottle yet.
Oh,
this is like
lucky,
brand
lucky.
spanking new.
All
It's
right.
clear. You can see right through it. You can see the product. I
Well,
feel
yeah,
like
you
Vanna
showed us
White
that.
right
You
now.
weren't sure if that was the water one or not.
I know. I had to even squirt it in my mouth to just make sure. This is the wash. You can see right through it, so you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
We're giving people 50% more free, so it's a larger bottle. The actual trigger will be green. We couldn't bring the green one on.
yeah.
But now we can because
Well,
we
yeah,
are-
well, it's too late
the
now.
It's
We
green
too
already
late.
started.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is going to last you a good month and a half to 2 months.
Really?
And
Wow.
it retails for less than $5. So there's really no excuse,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah,
it's
especially-
an inexpensive investment in your health.
It's a lot cheaper than
Mareya
going to,
will
to
be the judge of
doctor.
that. Let's check this out. We'll see if it's
So
what it is.
let me show you how easy it is. Oh, and we have wipes for when you're on the go. So
Is
that
this the
makes
same
it
chemical
super-
in this, or the same ingredients? No?
Similar,
Not
not
chemical.
not
Not chemical.
completely the
Okay.
same, but similar.
right.
So
Okay.
normally, and 50% of the folks out there don't even rinse their produce, let alone really
Oh, I
clean
can't do
it.
that.
Nasty.
can't go that
Can I
way.
say
The way-
N with a
Yeah.
capital
With
N?
a can.
Nasty.
I especially the spinach. I put it in a bowl and I run water on it, dip it like 3-4 times.
Yeah, but without
Empty
this,
it.
Avi, it's like.
But I guess
what's
you
the point?
can't take all the stuff.
Well,
over
we
it.
did a lot of lab research, and we found that rinsing with water did zero. It zero.
So,
Now I feel
like
terrible.
no,
By
no
doing it just
bacteria.
raw.
Well, you have to also keep in mind that about 80% of our produce is waxed. So if you're
Yes,
rinsing with
yes.
water, it's not
No,
doing it. It's just
no.
going to roll off.
Yeah.
So this is formulated to cut through the wax.
All right, let's do
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to
Okay.
leave this untouched.
Unclean.
This is just like what
Forever
you would
unclean.
get from your
From the grocery
store.
store.
Okay. Now, with a wash, all I would do is spray the surface.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay. And I let that sit on the surface of my produce for 2 minutes. And the reason why we say 2 minutes is based on our lab research again. 2 minutes will remove over 99.9%.
And again, if you're doing this and you walk away for those 2 minutes and your kid grabs it, you don't have to worry about them ingesting
Totally. Yeah.
something disgusting.
They're not, you don't have to worry about it. I mean, I have 2 kids, and if they can clean it and spray it in their mouth, you can feel safe enough to do that. But I don't know if you guys can like close in on that, but already there's like a massive difference in the color. Can you
Oh, yeah.
Can you see the grapes?
Yeah.
Look at the
Wow.
grapes.
Yeah, they look kind of dingy here.
Yeah.
And here they look like a commercial.
Right. Now, here's the crazy part. So if you're just rinsing, what happens? You take your water, and this is the unwashed. Sorry, I'm getting water
okay, it's
everywhere.
okay.
Yeah, it's
You
okay.
run
Go
it under the sink, and
no
look at what it
other
does. It just
just
beads
beads
up,
up.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It doesn't, that's not doing
That's what
anything.
happened with
It's
the-
just sitting on there, right? But look at what happens on this side.
Oh.
Magic.
Oh.
It runs right through. So you know that the water is actually cutting through the surface to really clean
Yeah.
what's underneath. And
Yeah,
broccoli,
to
there's a lot of
rinse down, yeah.
crevices. Yeah, so you really want to get under there.
Well, this makes sense because I've gotten grapes before. My wife will wash them and I'll eat them and they still kind of taste dirty.
They taste
But you
like,
can get rid of that.
you can almost taste like residue too.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
And especially apples. Apples is like I literally take a knife and I'll try to scrape.
So just for you,
Yeah.
take one of those wipes. Now, we created the wipes so that you could clean fruit on the go. So you've got an apple, a pear, an orange. Even if it's got a peel, you still want to clean it.
Oh, really?
Absolutely,
it'd be on your
because
hands.
it'd be on your. You got
I
it.
got it.
You
Look
got
at
it.
that.
So you transfer that to the inside of the fruit, and you're contaminating what you're
Exactly.
eating, right?
Now, Avi doesn't take instruction that well, so if he can do this, anyone can do
So
it.
Avi, I want you to take that and really like clean, very thoroughly.
Is there going to be
Get in
residue on
there. Around the core, especially the top where you get a lot of dirt.
Yeah,
But
right
really
here.
like rub it in there,
there? Get it, Avi.
Yes, sir.
like you're washing,
Washing.
you know, a car or something.
Washing Carl.
Poor cow. All right.
Okay.
So you take that.
Okay.
Is it starting to squeak yet?
That's
When you
squeaking.
really start to get clean, it starts to squeak, and that means you're getting the wax off because you're getting under that surface. You know,
Yeah.
when there's wax, it just kind of glides
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah.
And,
I
yeah.
take actually a knife and I scrape the
You don't have to
wax.
do that anymore.
Okay.
Clean it,
So
Avi.
you take that.
clean.
You got that.
It's polished.
Yeah, it's polished. Look at all the stuff that came off.
Oh,
too.
Oh, that came off of
You've
that
got
apple?
you've got all kinds
I
of
opened it just
Look at
brand
that.
new.
It's like little
dirt
pieces
and
of
residue.
dirt.
Yeah. So, and then hold it up to the other apple.
Oh, yeah, right
another
here.
apple that we have here. Can you see the difference?
Wow.
Like,
This one's even wet and it still doesn't look.
look at how much nicer that other one looks.
Yeah, because all the gut went
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
To think that all that stuff is on here somewhere.
And then we eat it, and we have to digest it, and it goes into our blood.
This is all residue on the outside.
Well,
this is
but,
all from residue.
you know, the thing is when you chemical pesticides and chemical any chemical product, they have what they can be obesogens, which are they interrupt your body's ability to metabolize and process and get rid of waste.
It. If this chemical kills the insects, we have actual bacteria in our stomach.
Live
that just
bacteria. Yeah.
So what will do to the bacteria when it hits your stomach? It's the same concept.
Yeah, and it can actually inhibit your ability to lose weight. So when people, taking it back to the whole weight management thing, you want to make sure that they're as clean as possible so that you have the best possible advantage. But from a chef's perspective, I wanted to make sure it wouldn't change the way your produce tastes. In fact, it would help it taste better.
Got it.
So I want you guys to try it.
Okay.
Okay.
I want you to actually take a taste.
You know what? We got to go to commercial break, but we'll try it as soon as we get back.
Okay.